And news overseas, 22 years after the Manhattan skyline lost for good its Twin Towers on a carefully planned terrorist attack that claimed the lives of close to 3,000 office workers and New York City firefighters, the world forever lost its innocence and woke up to a cold, hard reality of perilous times and the dangers lurking undercover. And in remembrance of those who lost their lives needlessly, U.S. President Joseph Biden vowed to keep the enemies of freedom and democracy at bay, even as thousands in New York's Ground Zero, the Pentagon, and in Pennsylvania gathered to remember their fallen and loved ones. VOA's Veronica Balderas Iglesias reports.
September 11, 2001. Terrorists crashed 4 commercial planes into New York's World Trade Center, the Pentagon, and a field in Pennsylvania. For many relatives of the nearly 3,000 people killed that day, the emotional wounds are still raw.
If it's 22 years and this is the way I still feel like yesterday, I can't tell you. It's hard. It's my second child.
It just brings some haunting memories from that day.
In honor of the victims, a moment of silence was observed at the New York Stock Exchange. Several politicians, including Vice President Kamala Harris, attended a memorial service where the World Trade Center once stood in Lower Manhattan.
Christian Adams.
Bells tolled as the victims' names were read at the Flight 93 National Memorial in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. And a military choir sang during a remembrance ceremony led by U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin at the Pentagon.
After the attacks, amid the horror and the grief, many Americans felt a deeper sense of duty to their communities and to their country.
Also in Arlington, Virginia, First Lady Jill Biden laid a wreath to honor those who perished. From a military base in Anchorage, Alaska, President Biden promised the United States will continue to disrupt terrorist activities in all its forms.
The resolve of the American people has proved we never bow, we never bend, we never yield. Terrorism, including political and ideological violence, is the opposite of all we stand for as a nation that settles our differences peacefully under the rule of law.
Biden also called for unity to help defend the principle of American democracy and paid tribute to service members and veterans who've helped protect this country from new terrorist attacks. Veronica Balderas Iglesias, VOA News.